Hello again. Great to see you today. We are learning about reading labels and grocery shopping today. We want you to be able to make informed food choices, learn how to spot healthy food based on labels, understand portion size, and learn what to look for when you are shopping. You may associate reading food labels with trying to lose weight, but the truth is that reading food labels is important for everyone to learn. Understanding all the label components can be tricky, but once you know what you are looking for, it will seem easy. Let's start off looking at a nutrition facts label and what is on it. According to the FDA, nutrition fact labels have to include certain items. These include the serving size and amount of calories. On every package, there will be a box that looks like this. Take a look here. This is where you can find the serving size. It is most often at the top of the label or the first item out to the side. Notice that the serving size is different from the serving per container. The serving size is the amount they anticipate a person consuming at once. The rest of the nutrition facts are based on this serving size. Now, look at the calories. In this example, there are 4 cookies in a serving size. If you eat 4 cookies, you can expect to consume 160 calories. However, if you decide to eat the entire box of cookies, you will have to multiply the calories by 8 since there are 8 servings or 32 cookies in the box. Instead of getting 160 calories, you will be eating 1,280 calories. It is crucial to notice the serving size of each item. Since most people are visual, we can make the mistake of assuming that a package is a serving size. Even small packages often contain several serving sizes. Now, move to the fat. The total fat is made up of the unhealthy plus the healthy fats. Saturated and trans fats are unhealthy. These contain cholesterol and can affect health outcomes. Examples of saturated fats are lard, shortening, butter, fat from meats. They are usually solid at room temperature. The healthy fats do not contain cholesterol and are often liquid at room temperature. They are generally from plant sources, such as sunflower, corn, and olive. In this example, you can see that there are more unhealthy fats than healthy fats. If you see a label that lists only unhealthy fats, like in our example here, you can subtract the saturated and trans fat from the total fat to know how much healthy fat make up the total fat. Here we see total fat of 3.5 grams. The saturated and trans fats are 0 grams. Thus, there are 3.5 grams of healthy fats in this serving. Other important things for a person with lung disease are carbohydrate content, sodium, and fiber. Let us talk first about sodium content. Here is where you can find the sodium content. Sodium is salt. We want to limit salt intake because it can cause swelling and may increase blood pressure. If your doctor or healthcare provider has recommended a specific sodium intake, this will help you know where to look for it. If you have not been given guidelines, make sure your sodium is less than the calories per serving. In this example, our sodium is 210 milligrams per serving, and our calories are only 110. This means that the sodium is too high. Now, look at these almonds. The sodium is 1 milligram and the calories are 580 per serving. That means the sodium is less than the calories. Score. Now, let's move to the fiber and carbohydrates. Lung patients should keep carbohydrates low and get around 25 to 35 grams of fiber per day. Shoot for 20 to 25% on the fiber percentage daily value. And with 5 to 6 small meals a day, you will ensure you get the fiber you need. You learned about this in a previous lesson by our founder, Wendy Lawson. Take a look at this example. Here is where your carbohydrates can be found. We see that the carbohydrates are less than 20% per serving. Under the carbohydrates, you can see dietary fiber and sugars. Look for food that has fiber without a lot of sugar. This example has 2 grams of fiber and 0 grams of sugar. However, if you look at this example of marshmallow candies, it has 0 fiber and 68 grams of sugar. The total carbohydrate is 80 grams per serving, which is more than 20%. Let us look at one more example. Here you can see the fiber is 2.4 grams, the sugars are 1.3 grams, and the carbohydrates are 3.9 grams, which is less than 20% per serving. So now that you have an idea about reading labels, we can do some examples to help you get some practice before you go to the store. Example 1 is whole grain oats. First, look at the serving size. The serving size is half a cup. Now, look at the calories. Our calories are 180. Move to the fat. These oats have very little saturated fat, and the total fat is 3 grams. So far, so good. Next, look at the sodium. The sodium is less than the calories. Great. Move down to the carbohydrates. We have 29 grams of carbohydrates, which is less than 20% of our daily value. Good. Next, look at the fiber. It is 5 grams and close to 20% of our daily value with only 1 gram of sugar. Score. We like these oats. Example 2 is a small bag of potato chips. We see the serving size is 3.5 ounces and the calories are 522. Total fat is 34 grams with 9 grams of saturated fat. That is over half of your daily value for fat in one bag alone. Next, look at the sodium. The sodium is 540 milligrams, which is more than the calories. Oh no. Now look at the carbohydrates. 51 grams, which is less than 20% with 5 grams of fiber and no sugar. With a high saturated fat content and high sodium, this would not be a recommended item. Instead, replace it with some nuts. Example 3 is raw Brazil nuts. Here we can have 5 nuts for 130 calories. The fats are more good fats than bad fats. Carbohydrates are 2 grams, which is way under your 20%, and has 2 grams of fiber and 0 grams of sugar. This is a great thing to add to your plate or use as a snack. Now, let's talk about grocery store tips. Sometimes grocery shopping can become a big task when you are suffering from an exasperation or severe lung disease. Here are a few tips to help make it easier for you. First, many stores have a pickup service where you can enter the items you want online and a store employee will gather your items and bring them to your car. There are even services where they can get your groceries delivered directly to your home. If a store near you does not have that service and you are having trouble getting around, consider these tips. Make a list before you get to the store so you do not waste valuable time and energy going down each aisle. Use a scooter. Ask your local grocery store if they have a scooter that shoppers can use to shop. Go slow. If you are pushing a cart or walking around the store, do not be afraid to go slow and use the cart to lean on. Take a moment to breathe if you need it. Avoid rush hour times. Try to avoid the rush hour times so you have plenty of space to move around and do not have to reroute your way down the aisles. Many people find that early in the morning is a great time to go. Request assistance. Many grocery stores have staff members who can assist customers with getting items loaded into your cart or into your vehicle. Use them to lift heavy items or get things off the shelf for you. Do not overexert. When you get home, unload in stages so that you do not overexert yourself. It may be wise to unload refrigerated and frozen items first, but then take a break and unload other items after you regain strength. This completes our lesson on reading labels and grocery shopping. We hope it will be a helpful lesson to you as you continue down your journey to better health. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again.